The young servant is in fine livery quickly bows to you and places particular object on your desk, a transparent dome of a living flower inside. He gestures at the crystal dome, then at you, then makes several more gestures to stand at attention, staring at the tip of his boots. Examine the dome of the plant inside. Before you is a fragile branch of Lavandulum quadis, a most rare specimen native to the words of Quadis in the Calic sector. Covered in tiny blossoms, the color of particular sky, the plant has been carefully sealed inside a dome along with a mineral fertilizer modified by the Magos biologists, which will sustain it for many years. What a sender of such an unusual gift meant to achieve if the remains were clear. High Factotum Giannis Danrock should be able to assist you with the extensive expertise in articles of such rarity. In the meantime, the Vozmaster could look into the sender intentions by listening in on the personal communication channels of the ship's officers. Have you recovered from Nemesis' attack yet? You came very close to death in the chapel. Giannis puts a hand on his chest, right where the gruesome wound used to be. The surgeons spend hours fighting for my life, and I have to say, they are earning their keep. They promised to leave a heroic-looking scar, although admittedly I much prefer calluses from outer quill. I received an unusual gift, a living flower sealed in a crystal dome. Does it mean anything to you? Oh, your lordship, it is what I think it is. Janus ponderously raised his arm on his bulging stomach. I once came across a volume of on ancient aristocratic ritual in the family library. I think I recall something called immoralium, a term from an ancient custom of nobility. An eternal flower that can exist for centuries in the vastness of space. May I inquire who sent it to you? I was hoping you would be the one to help me make sense out of this. Janice nods. Lady Cassia must have brought the flower from Uric 5 with her personal belongings and kept it the whole time. Hardly anyone else aboard this vessel could be powerful enough to acquire such an exotic artifact. Aside from you, of course. The appearance of the Immaterium in the life of two noble personages is very special rituals meant to wordlessly evoke the true intention on both parties. Every gesture, act, glance, and statement carries profound meaning, replete with subtext. The very act of gifting an Immaterium can be interpreted as a sign of favor and certainly of intention, budding friendship, or even a request to keep the polite distance. Something is all those things at once. How to understand the meaning of it? He shrugs. This is the entire point of the ritual, your lordship. How confident are you? What emotions bind you and your partner to this elaborate game? What does your inner voice tell you? Only you can decide how to interpret these events, and only you can deal with the consequences. And what am I supposed to do with all of this? Make a move. Do you wish to reject the gift, ostentatiously ignoring the gesture, or accepting it on your own terms? According to noble etiquette, the reception and gift must display equal effort and emotion, and must be delivered through a third party, just like the Immaterium itself. And I should give to Cassia. Provide the Sanctum Navis with Singularity Superior Library. You will be done, your lordship. Give me some time and I will make sure your order is carried out to the letter. Look, Captain, your plan was success. Our provocation against Nemesis in killing the arch-traitor Abalbert has brought out all the rest of them. My enforcers have captured a number of suspicious individuals and beaten the truth out of them. That scum Nemesis wishes to avenge his mentor's death and plans to raid the cemetery of the officer's anointment ceremony. Since the impious Adalbert has turned out to be an apostate, it is the new confessor's duty to ensure that the officers retake their oath of the God Emperor. Traditionally, the ceremony is attended by the officer's family, and it is they who are the targets of the mutineer. He wishes to slaughter all the ship's elite in one fell swoop. I have ordered a trap to be set for Nemesis. Would you like to personally be involved in operations? I will attend the ceremony. You hear a burst of interference followed by Kibala joining the channel. Dominator of Vox, the Whisperers of Death are uttering the name of Nemesis ever more loudly. I must meet the enemy face to face. Very well, we'll capture him together. So be it. Kibala's voice is quiet, yet somehow even more grin at the Animus than usual. Teroso's disfigured enforcers are listening to their confessor's words in silence. All around you are Sauerback chosen people, each dressed as a member of the officers' families. Close by, a kindly-looking old woman is fumbling with a scratch handkerchief. Catching your eye, she smiles with a mouth that is missing half its teeth, then whispers, "Everything is going as planned, your lordship." Look at its participants in ceremony. The facade is golden with everyone playing their role perfectly. The Master-at-Arms must have instructed them thoroughly and showed them how best to conceal their weapons. All of them are wearing their best, and even you can tell where they are hiding their armaments. So why would Sauerbrach entrust myself to someone so advanced in years? I guess the Master-at-Arms remembers how Belinda used to be the best shot among the enforcers back in the day, and knows that my eye and hand have not diminished over the years. I spent 40 years of my duty, and to this day I can tell if a man is carrying contraband in his pocket just by the way he's walking. I am grateful to Mr. Sauerbrach for the honor. I don't want to die in my bed. Let me fall in battle, defending the Lord Captain and crushing traitors. Belinda gives an imprevious yet absent-minded nod and dabs her eyes with the handkerchief. And who it might be? Belinda Traufgold, Lord Captain, transferred from the enforcers with the rank of senior lieutenant to the staff of your lordship quarters on account of my age and declining health. As you can see, there is not such a thing as a former enforcer. Afraid this might stretch across her bloodless lips. Do you believe Nemesis will fall to our ruse? Judging by the way that service in the back rows keep glancing around, our Nemesis has swallowed the bait, just like the void right here. The porridge will hit the fan any moment now. A most benign smile crosses her face. The ceremony comes to an end, the vows are given, and the forehead of every officer is graced with the touch of the confessor. Now comes the moment for the closing prayer. And may the God Emperor protect us. A loud and menacing voice booms through the hall, cutting short the sacred words. But not today.
Ave fiducium in Deo Imperator, ex tota corde tuo.
You cannot stop the angels faithful! Defensive position! Do not let a single one break through!
The absurdity of your struggle amuses me.
Are you ready to die? Witness the fury of House Orselio! If I may... You don't frighten me!
Death comes in silence. The shadows will... As the tenets demand, the other side awaits. As honor ordained.
Just designate a target. If I must. If it serves your cause. I understand your intent. This tedium is beneath me. I am not your ancestors. Guide me. If I must.
The Sire's song guides me. We bring deliverance.
The Undying One favors you. Accept his gift.
Follow my lead.
I need no death shall reign. This is beneath me. Purpose guides me. I will not stoop to this.
On it. What an unfortunate turn of fate. Will do. But of course, I must not falter.
Let's get to it.
Request approved. My vow is to serve. Running binary side. Requesting permission to perform
strengthens me.
Emperor, protect me. Oh, the Imperium!
Weapon at the ready.
I shall.
The true believers will inherit all. Only the faithful will ascend.
Weather the storm!
I won't waste my time on that. Amidst the carnage, I find purpose. Ruin beckons. Purpose guides me.
Was that you? Or... anything else? Will do. Moving out.
As the tactical imperative dictates. Beyond the sire, no insignificant value.
Stay vigilant.
Look out!
Break their morale.
I am your blade and shield. Trust me. As the tenants demand. There is only death, yours or mine.
One step closer. I will triumph. Ruin beckons.
What is this foreboding? On it. Was that you? Or...
Activate calculated fury algorithm. The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. My vow is to serve. Request approved.
Follow my lead.
I bring mercy and retribution. The shadows will see it done, as honor ordains. I shall not fail.
Anything else?
Descend upon the weak. I need guidance. I will triumph. One step closer.
There is movement in the Empyrean. Will do. Anything else?
Mind. Oblivion will be a blessing.
Was that you? Or... On it.
Explorators know one route. Forward. The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all. Request approved. Running binary overload.
Don't touch me! No mercy for heretics!
Trust me. As honor ordains.
Absolute tribute.
They who discern the future own the battlefield.
Purpose guides me.
Advancing. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Request approved. Combat equation. Your
strengthens me.
Nemesis is crouching on the ground, clutching at the bleeding wound under his ribs. His tortured body is still strong, and everything in the posture expresses a will to fight on. The red scarf no longer covers his face, and the vigilante grins at Gio with bloody teeth. Weak. I have yet to be impressed. The brilliant, familiar eyes of the flute player from the lower decks glint with boldness. The humble swindler who used to play tricks and fools with the help of his trained rat now nods at him mockingly. I have been waiting for this meeting, Lord Captain. No longer covered by the broken goggles, the hairless skull of bulging with massive growth. However, the mutant nature of your enemy is just as quickly betrayed by an even more unsettling feature, the third arm growing out of the torso. You watch as his fingers deftly emptying the drum of a stub revolver and load it with the fresh rounds. I know you. You're the fortune peddler from the freight line who entertained the rabble of the games of music. Not only them, as you can see, I also sang glorious songs about the cruelty of the officers, the callousness of the Lord Captain, and the bravery of the Cernus Nemesis. Nobody ever notices the pathetic little flute player who always carries a few ration cards for bribing enforcements, do they? Hiding in the shadows of your rotten kingdom was far too easy. You lost. Your battle for the ship's freedom is at end. Do you have any last words before you die? Nemesis laughs derivatively. Freedom? I care nothing for freedom or for the throngs willing to offer their necks to your yoke. I will not die for these wretches, but I will gladly pay for your demise with my life. Both you and your drowges come from the same rotten root. That is why you are so easy to fool. Nemesis and his march against authority are just a fancy stroll to tell the rabble, a convenient tool for the recruiting the wronged and the disposed. In truth, all of you must die and make you way for those who are truly worthy. More pure, more pious, more courageous than any of you ever were. I see, you just another mouthy upstart playing on people's minds. Nemesis hisses in anger, not noticing that his grip on a weapon has shifted slightly. Just another? My name is spoken in every bay on the ship. I am more than just another upstart. I am death sentence. You will be the last Nemesis the ships ever see. I will make sure of this. And then you, a little confident. Nemesis cast a glance at the sub-revolver in his hand, then back at you. You are right in front of me. My gun is loaded. I believe this tune is not quite finished yet. It feels like the time has become vicious and is slowing you down. You see the bloody hand of Nemesis raise the weapon, and you bloody reacts in his own accord. There's no time to deliberate. You summon your gift, concentrate your psychic power at your fingertips, and raise a hand in Nemesis' direction. The air grows frigid, but the rebel is already aiming his guns at you. A malevolent grin spread over his face. The back muzzle of the stab revolver stares at you, a coating of frost forming along the barrel, and the world around you narrows to a thin line. Kirba emerges nearby like a shadow, blade glaring menacingly in her hands. She hisses softly, ready to pounce. It is your thread that will break today, and no other. Save your message for your false god when you meet him, servant of death. I am glad I get to take you both down at once. The second gun is now pointing at Kibula. I vow that your murderous sect will fall along with the Lord Captain. Exchange glances with Kibula. Kibula is watching you out of the corner of her eye. She does not utter a word, but in her posture, in a cold look of her face, in a subtle glint of her blades, you read every movement of the deadly dance she is about to perform. Meanwhile, her slight shifted gaze tells you that she is readying her tactics. just clearly. Nemesis will stand no chance when it to act as one. No matter what being you call to your side, I have the God Emperor. I see you will not be intimidated. How about we make it? No. Oh please, you resent that you were born a freak, so now you want to prove that you are just as good as normal people. Oh yes, I regret that I was born of foul blood, the same wretched blood that flows in your veins and the veins of your thralls. But such was the divine plans for me, and I am willing to pay part. Let then silence fall, for all the words have been spoken. At last Nemesis says quietly, "It's time. Farewell, O Captain." The acrobatic smile vanishes from his face. Instead, his demeanor turns cold, collected, calm, with the indifference grimace on the skull. Time stops for a moment, and then, as if tossed by the blast wave, the events fly forward like a murderous sharpness, unleash the energies of the Imperial. A cascade of purple spark erupts from your fingers as your will takes shape and power in this world. Nemesis' eyes fill with rage and fear as he hastily pulls the trigger, blinded by panic. Kibra takes a deep breath and wipes the blood off a blade. The living legend's head lies severed at her feet. Look at the corpse. The decapitated body lies motionless on the desk. The cat at the neck stares back at you from the grotesquely distorted ridge of its spine. The power of the folk myth fades into the air like the smoke billowing from the muzzle of his stabbed revolver. Thus ends the struggle of Nemesis. Kibla picks up the severed head from the desk and gazes into extinguished eyes with a strange wistfulness. The struggle is not people, the struggle is ideas, and people are merely their vessels, the carriers of the struggle. I need to reflect on his death domain. I need to stand before the Undying One and hear his blessed whispers. We can discuss what happened after.
Embrace true power.
Take heed, Nemo. Our blessed Domin honors us with a visit. The one who delivered this ark from the curse of your existence. An aberration, your former foe, his eternal foe. My new companion in shadow and my trophy. You once knew him by the name Nemesis, but now his name is Nemo. Whenever I feel the need to voice my thoughts, I turn to him. He is far wiser in death than when he was alive. For years, I have been honing my body and spirit through sacred rituals. I have ushered hundreds of souls to the other side. The hunt for Nemesis was not my first. Yet, after my enemy fell, for the first time ever, I felt empty. empty. And that emptiness only grew heavier under the weight of the question that formed in my mind during that hunt. I prayed. I longed for his guidance to put my mind at rest. But in my self-pity, I showed weakness in the eyes of the Undying One. And so, my only answer was silence. I must therefore ask you this agonizing question, Domin. Tell me, what is the purpose of the blood-spun web? Please, just answer me. Then that makes me a driver of the ignorant. One who guides people into following an idea they may never hope to comprehend. All my life, I have walked the road that was prescribed for me. I did as I was told. I searched for the truth in other people's words, then repeated them in my own voice. And I never once questioned my destiny. Until you came along, Nemo. I might just as easily have met Nemesight's fate and he mine. All it would have taken is a different pattern of threads. The only distinction lies in our ideas. Thank you for this conversation, Domin. It has satiated the void that gnaws at my soul, if only for a time. As for how to seal this chasm for good, that I have yet to find out. May the tenets of the web guide me to the truth.
It appears that a large voidship recently dumped a huge load of junk and faulty parts from orbit. The debris that did not burn up in the atmosphere is now blocking the flow of the mighty river. This dam is causing the river to overflow, flooding the nearby valley. A herd of large hoofed rodents has gathered along the riverbanks. If the animals lose their usual habitat, they are doomed. Removal of space debris from the ribbons is a long and laborious process, but the animals will have a chance to survive. It takes many planetary turns and hundreds of crew members to remove the heap of trash and unclog the river, letting the water flow freely once more. The rodents run back of the pastures without so much as backward glance at the people who saved them.
stand ready to serve you and the Imperium, Lord Captain.
Eviscerate them. Send their souls to the void. Send them into the cold void. Let the Empyrean guide us. Microcallows, annihilate them. Emblazon our path. Chart a course. Let the incandescent beams scorch our enemies. Eviscerate them. Emblazon our path. Steer us to our target. Send them into the cold void.
Target destruction confirmed.
No one can outmaneuver House Orcelio.
Giant rings of the planet's surface can be observed even from orbit. Examine the rings. It has emerged that the planet has a native species of giant insects similar to terrain ants. Just like ants, they sometimes form so-called death spirals, in which one creature follows another without realizing they are going in circles. These were the rings discovered by the ship's observers. The strange phenomenon that was originally suspected to be a sign of warp activity or a nefarious xenostructure turned out to be a quirk of nature, and a tragic one at that. Look, Captain, the August cannot determine who the ship we are approaching belong to, but the telemetry clearly reveals it is an Imperium vessel. The hull is badly damaged, but there is air in some of the chambers, which means they are hermetically sealed. What are the orders concerning discovery? Send out the order to prepare for troops for boarding. I'll personally take part in the expedition. We who walk down the same passageway in the same base day after day, we who are born live and die for the harm of the ship's machine, we forever hunger for the smallest glimpse of another life, and for chance to see the heroes who tirelessly fight for us. Hello? Hello? Hi, okay? I'm living the dream, telling you I'm living the dream. Oh yeah, just a little bit. I've got a fever now as well. I've got some kind of bug or something. No, probably no. I'll give you a chat, the ring tomorrow, it's off for Thursday. Is that alright? Yeah, what's today? Monday. Yeah, I'm living on paracetamol right now. Phil wanted to kill me last night. He was like, stop fucking shaking, I can't sleep. Because I was Rygozin. What the hell? Yeah. I didn't eat anything though, like dodgy. Phil was like, what did you eat? I was like, everything. Yeah, I literally was shaking last night, or most of the night. Feels like I need to get up in 4 hours, and you can't sleep because you're like shaking the whole bed. I know he said stop breathing at me because I don't want it. Sound. Okay. Alright, love. No worries. So let's have the tale about the Lord Captain, by the will of the Emperor, the guardian and commander of every good and honest soul upon the void ship, and the time he boarded a vessel named the Fireborn. Like a dead whale cast ashore by the inexorable force of the swell, the wrecked vessel was confronting sight for its unwitting visitors. Some bays still retain an atmosphere, but there was no life anywhere. The ship was dead, its machine spirit dispatched in the darkness of space. It was just the husk left, and the rogue trader crew were to become scavengers swarming the carcass of the fallen Leviathan. Our Lord Captain oversaw the expedition personally. He decided... to train the penetrating gaze of the Argri arrays on the damaged ship. The Argri's keen eyes scanned the eerie vessel, identifying the void ship was gravely damaged and was in the process of final erosion. There was very little time to explore it. 3 sectors seemed the lightest damage: the bridge, the middle crew deck, and the service bay. After exchanging a series of thrills and warbles in the mystery of ancient language, the tech priest responsible for the Argus reported to the log captain that they had glimpsed sights of valuable components in operation in the service bay. The log captain's next steps: to have Idira Tlas feel out of a course. An unholy psyche she may be, but even souls as dark as her submit to the Lord's Captain's will. With the hostile eyes upon her, Idira sank into the trance. When she resurfaced, she reported that the ship had been a victim to the warp. The bridge had suffered worst of all. It was the section that provoked the greatest anxiety and trepidation in the psyche. The service bay was the latest damaged section, though Idira spoke of it with no particular interest. The log captain steps, turning his attention to the scout units awaiting instructions. The log captain has decide which of the 3 teams would he lead, and which 2 would entrust the officers. Let he be known the names of those honest people who stood before our rock trader in that moment. The Tangton, the grave young Zorso, who Ward has a firm in a handshake. Captain Vesti, whose jokes will be remembered by everyone on deck 3 to 5. Captain Matina, the senior officer of the 3rd unit, knows to many as Grey Matina. She had been leading units back when the current crops of scouts were snot-nosed kids. No one on deck was in any doubt that navigating inside a wrecked ship would be difficult. The units would be separated by kilometers of twisted metal dead modules, devoid of atmosphere, collapsed passageway, and hull breaches the size of a house. The only things connecting the brave teams would be the declined thread of Vox links. And so, after the weight of options, the log captain chose to go with heading for the bridge. From here on, we will relate the events based on what we've learned from witnesses, the people who accompanied the Lord Captain on the 2 of the dead ships. The shuttle started up after another and dispersed, each heading for its selected targets. An hour spent on cutting through the hole in a freezing vacuum of space, a fussy boarding, and then finally the rock trader stepped onto the cold, dark deck of the dead ship. The light of the torches revealed a sign in a groom fireborn. After a minute-long exchange with Vox Master, who quickly checked the archives, it was established that the dead vessel was that of the Captain Nova de Day, registered at Kiava Gama's port. Every minute spent on board threatened to the end of disaster. The ship's day or even hours of existence were numbered. From all sides came the sound of distant scramblings, and the floor underfoot trembles every now and then. The Lord Captain hurriedly moved deeper into the components when he suddenly felt a slight puff of air brushing against his neck, followed by his soft sigh, almost as if someone had leaned in close, opened their mouth to whisper a dark, tantalizing secret, and then fall silent. The only thing that was the Lord Captain stood entirely alone. The Lord Captain summoned all of his willpower, so as not to succumb to fear. We simple mortals would already be trembling and weeping. The log trader only glitters his teeth. Shrieks and moans could be heard close by, others were grappled by the illusion too. Young Ho Shon, the unit captain, barked out orders. His team held back the comrades who had fallen victim to the uncanny terror and who were struggling to break free and run deeper into the crushing ship. A few minutes passed, and the unit thought Sacred Senseless was ready to continue. Sound suddenly bled from the Vox, which was tuned to the 2nd unit frequency. The words sounded muffled, and though the person on the other side wasn't speaking directly to the Vox, but desperately pressing the transmitting button, were occupied with something else. Never seen anything like it. It's beautiful. Hold on, wait, it is moving. The words are cut by the strange wheeze followed by static. Young Ho Sohn listened to the transmission and the final rasp with a surprisingly calm expression, then pressed the Vox button and a similarly calm voice let loose a stream of florid swearing, with Sentinel casting an aspiration on his interlocutor's intellectual capabilities. Turning to the rock trader, he remarked, "Apologies, Lord Captain. Captain Vesti from the 2nd Unit is well known for his pranks." "Crap, the Lord Captain's with you." "Crap, the Lord Captain's with you?" Comes Vesti's voice from the speakers, followed immediately by, "My sincere apologies, Your Lordship. I just wanted to spook the guys a little." Lord Captain immediately informed Captain Vesti that he would be severely disciplined upon the expedition completion and demanded a report on his unit's activities. Captain Vesti reported that his Unit 4 had so far proceeded without incident, mystical or otherwise. They had found no survivals from the ship's crew, or bodies for that matter. However, the unit had encountered a problem. The passage leading to the deck section with the arsenal and storage depot was seriously damaged, especially the power cables. Proceeding further could be dangerous. After consulting his officers, the Lord Captain issued new orders. Vesti's units headed off to carry out the orders while Rock Trader and his team continued on. After spending several hours wandering down the dead passageway, young units and the Rogue Trader reached the bridge of the Fireborn. The oppressive feeling had not dissipated. It was as though the bulkheads of the ship were steeped in the terror and pain of the people who had vanished without a trace from those decks. On their way there, the unit had found no signs of a struggle or bodies of the crew, and that served only to deepen the unease. After examining the bridge, the scout unit discovered that the captain principal cogitator was still functional. The final log entry was identified, a damaged picked recording that no one in the units was eager to view. Proximity to the cogitator alone was unsettling enough, and with each passing second remaining on the bridge was becoming more and more difficult. We watched the recording. The recording contained a message from Captain Nava Van Dyne. It was almost impossible to take anything out in the pic, only the captain's hand gripping the edge of the table and flashes of iridescent light. The captain was speaking crisply, almost calmly, but there were also short, almost inaudible breaths, exactly that the Rock Traders team had encountered where they had first boarded the ship. And it even seemed that those sounds were coming not from the recording, but from the gloom-drenched corners of the bridge itself. Gamma has fallen. The Fireborn broke orbit under fire from a no enemy and left the system, said Captain Van Dyne on a recording with the term of the officer reporting to her superiors. We encountered pathological warp activity. The crew is reporting failures in the Gala field system. The ship is doomed. Whoever finds this recording, I ask you to hold a prayer service for our souls. I also ask you to take the family relics of the Van Dyne line from Kava Gamma. The relics are stored. The captain then specified the location of the family vault and the access code. The recording ended. There was nothing left to do on the current deck. It was time to return to the shuttle. A message came in from unit led by the seasoned, unflappable Grey Martina. The captain methodically reported on all service-based section her team had already examined. They had found nothing of value, they had found no bodies, there had been no incidents, and the search was proceeding as normal. The unit was waiting for further instruction from the captain. After distilling and satellites pointing from Grey Martina exhaustive report, Nero's Vogue listed the area that warranted a more thorough search. After returning to the shuttle, Nero Vox received report about Fireborn status. The tech priests relentlessly pieced the wreckage within the Argus gaze, insisted on coordinating the operation as soon as possible, fearing imminent destruction. There were also reports from the other two units. Second unit has succeeded in moving through the danger zone and had returned to the shuttle with valuable payload taken from the dead ship stores. Grey Martini unit has explored the service bay without incident and, not wasting any time, marked the valuable components for later disassembly and transfer to the Rockstrader ship. The unit's assembly and the shuttles of the Lord Captain gave the final order to this grim expedition. Fire upon the cursed ship from the launch range weapon batteries. After returning to the bridge of the ship, the rock trader cast a final glance on the endless blackness of the shell of the fireborn that lurked within it. In that moment, the ship weapons batteries roared into life, lighting up the darkness with a barrage of fire, and the sad, cursed vessel was soon turned into the brilliant mass of the molten metal and plasma, for that which was born into fire should also perish in fire. The Argus have detected wreckage in the Voice vicinity, but the exact nature of this wreckage remains unclear. Pick up several pieces of the wreckage. Some of the wreckage is made of plasteel, the rest is some unknown material. Studying the fragments further is nigh impossible due to severe corrosive damage. The non-metallic fragments also bear burns marks. Looks for the source of the wreckage. The Argo crew reports that it has been registered no evidence of disasters that could have produced such a debris. The Lord Captain retires to his study to ponder what future holds. A while later, his thoughts are interrupted by a timid knock on the door. The Legate Navigator Valet greets you with a deep bow and humbly delivers a text-free scroll inviting you to a private meeting. So the next elaborate gesture clearly meant to announce your arrival. Cassia is completely absorbed in admiring the shelves of her new personal library, which are all buckling under the weight of gilded and leather-bound tomes. Upon noticing you, she smiles, barely able to stop herself from rushing to meet you. Nero Vox, how did you procedure all those works? But the throne, even your personal collection doesn't have them. I would have remembered. So many unexplored worlds and stories, dozens of unstudied essays. I am utterly astonished. Thank you, I could not have dreamt of a better gift. Her ruby eyes demeanor hide behind her lowered lashes. I was not certain if engaging in this long-forgotten noble ritual was prudent of me, and yet you did everything in accordance with the customs of etiquette. I must admit, I rather enjoyed this game. I hope you did too. When I'm with you, Lady Cassia, I become heedless, ready to take on any ritual or trials. Will you accept my feelings? A second later, an invisible force envelops you in a swirling torrent of emotion, and your heart skips every other beat, in time with the Lady Navigator's breathing. When Cassia powers recedes, the Austrian reserve of her face is replaced for the first time by passion in her eyes, the curves of her lips, the slight tilt of her head, with a small nod and a smile on Redin's lips. She holds out her hand, pale and trembling. Kiss her hand. I did not dare hope. Awkwardly averting her gaze, Cassia hides a blushing face behind the curtains of silver hair. In that case, Lord Captain, what I mean to say is, your servants have done marvelously in their efforts to adapt these chambers to my heat and tastes. A meek smile touches her pale lips. If I may, I would like to retire after an Adori's day, and we shall see each other tomorrow. The Argus have detected the remnants of an ancient mining ship that crashed on this planet. It looks like it was carrying equipment and settlers of a new mining site. Searching the ship might prove useful, but carries certain risk. We welcome your lordship to Heracron Rim, a humble trading station. I'm Steward Pontius Lochton, here to offer our highborn guests only our finest wares and special ship modules. The helmsman's snort is heard over the intercom vox channel. A trading station? Pull the other one. Everyone in the expanse knows that this is the pirates' den where they peddle the stolen plunder. But to be fair, they never touch the customers, which is probably why they are still alive. Lord Captain, the ship's cannons are fully primed. The station is well fortified and its inhabitants would probably attempt to fight back, but we are stronger. Do you command we attack this hotbed of genetic aberrations? Do you have any tactical recommendation for the assault? I'd advise the decisive approach strategy. The station is well prepared for the long-range artillery duel. Rumor has it they trade with the extra protectors for improved macro cannon boosters and warheads whose spirits can adjust the fights of missiles. In a short-range battle, their guns will be less dangerous. The mutant stronghold will fall 2 arms.
I can see crimson lights in the void.
Eviscerate them! Let the incandescent beam scorch our enemies. Emblazon our path. Unleash torment. Unleash your wrath upon my enemies. Let the Empyrean guide us. Emblazon our path. Send them into the cold void.
Timorous blue shrouds the decks, Lord Captain. Let the incandescent beam scorch our enemies. Eviscerate them. Steer us to our target. Macro cannons, annihilate them. Torpedoes, now! Let destruction pour forth. Send them into a cold void. Let the Imperium guide us. Let the incandescent beam scorch our enemies. Micro cannons, annihilate them. Unleash torment. Emblazon our path. Let destruction pour forth. Eviscerate them. Chart a course. our target. Send them into the cold void. Send their souls to the void. Eviscerate them. Let the incandescent beams scorch our enemies. Unleash our wrath upon my enemies. Emblazon our path.
I hate this battle fight. Absolutely outstanding.
Send them into the cold void. Eviscerate them. Unleash torment. Chart a course. Micro cannons. Annihilate them. Eviscerate them. Let the incandescent beams scorch our enemies. Send their souls to the void. Eviscerate them!
Strike them! Now!
The decks are trembling.
Let the incandescent beams scorch our enemies. Eviscerate them. Chart a course. Unleash your wrath upon thy enemies. Emblazon our path. souls to the void. Let destruction pour forth. Let the incandescent beams scorch our enemies. Emblazon our path. Steer us to our target. Unleash the storm of macro cannons. Macro cannons, annihilate them. Eviscerate them. Torpedoes, now! Unleash your wrath upon my enemies! Send them into the cold void! Unleash the storm of macro cannons! Emblazon our path. Eviscerate them.
Restore the shield before it's too late.
Send their souls to the void. Send them into the cold void. Unleash our wrath upon my enemies. Chart a course. Let destruction pour forth. Steer us to our target. Unleash the storm of macro cannons.
A breach in the enemy's shield has been revealed.
Let the incandescent beams scorch our enemies. Chart a course. We are exposed. Unleash torment. Send them into a cold void. Let the Empyrean guide us. Let destruction pour forth. Macro cannons, annihilate them. Steer us to our target. Unleash our wrath upon my enemies.
I hear their dying pleas in the void.
Macro cannons, annihilate them. Eviscerate them. Let the Empyrean guide us. Send their souls to the void. Let destruction go forth. Steer us to our target. Emblazon our path. Let the incandescent beam scorch our enemies. Eviscerate them. Let the incandescent beams scorch our enemies. Macro cannons, annihilate them. Chart a course. Unleash our wrath upon my enemies. lest the incandescent beams scorch our enemies. Unleash our wrath upon my enemies. Send them into the cold void. Eviscerate them. Let destruction pour forth. Steer us to our target. Send them into the cold void. Unleash our wrath upon my enemies. Send their souls to the void. Chart a course. Eviscerate them. Micro-cannons. Annihilate them. Steer us to our target. Send them into the cold void. Unleash the storm of micro-cannons.
They pale before our mastery of the void.
Oh, Captain, the resistance is broken and the Krina's parties are landing on Helkim's Rim. Why are you immediate orders? Search the Vinugan Clan. If anything of value, bring him back. The station should be full of caches packed with plunder. We'll continue to do business with pirates. From now on, the station is mine. Your lordships truly know how to make friends and maximize profits. I'm sure that the Fellowship of the Void will be delighted to know that you are a new master of the station.
the world will bow. Ruinous favor prevails.
Fortune smiles on us, an ill omen. Just as I was taught.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Just as he ordained.
Triumphant, as always. Powers unseen uncover my path. Predictable.
Watch out.
My knowledge has its limits. This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
The Vizier. Would he be proud? Am I?
Intriguing. Ruinous favor prevails.
O Messiah, grant me the wisdom to perceive.
Just as I was taught.
Embrace true power.
As it should be.
After the last shift consolidation, they transferred me to the pariah barracks, and everything they say about these freaks is true. I do not know if they are raised this way or they really don't have a soul, but just being near them makes me feel sick to my stomach, cold and feeling empty creatures pretending to be human. They beat and execute the passengers like it's nothing. A normal person is disgusted at the thought of smashing person's skull. Well, either that or they like it, but not them. They don't care one bit. If it were up to me, I'd toss them in the hold with the rest of the mutants, but the psychiatrics don't work on them at all. Very handy when you're traveling on a ship stuffed full of enraged psychers. I had to move one of the psychers from the communal hall to separate quarters. That traitorous piece of shit was encouraging the others to revolt, and our esteemed ship's confessor ordered us to give him a good hiding. We beat him for 2 hours or so, and by the end my damn cough had got so bad it was unbearable. I'm worried I'll be called in to see a surgeon. If command find out about the crap in my lungs, they'll toss me straight after the rock. My only hope is my new augmentic, though the guy who fitted it on Flacia Prime was strange. He gave me the creeps, and so did all his machinery. No doubt it was all illegal under the Imperium's law, but I did not have a choice. A wretched bile rat of a voidsman would never raise high enough to have his aches and pains treated by someone from the Adapters Mechanicals. I'm just going to hope that this thing clears up on its own.
The absurdity of your struggle amuses me.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. Witness the fury of House Orcelio. Isn't this a job for the Face the Navigator's might? I am a navigator, not a servitor.
if I must. I understand your intent. I will not. I am not your Z. Another soul slips beyond the veil.
Was that you? Or...
This tedium is beneath me.
Stop it!
High momentum.
I shall not fail. Foe or 100. I will kill them all. The shadows. As a tenet's death is a blessing.
Damage is negligible.
Your efforts amuse me.
Explorators know one route. Forward. Insignificant value. The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all. My competencies are not that universal.
Stop mocking me.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey, if it serves your cause. If no weakness is hidden from my sight. I am not your Xenos ancestors, guide me.
My resolve is unshaken.
As honor ordains. Caught by the web. My prescience has failed me. Will do. Anything else? On it.
I need no gut. What a satisfying demise. Purpose guides me.
Running binary vital function successfully terminated.
Me. Another foe painted black.
hands.
Let your soul be purged, caught by the web. My blade whispers your name.
One step closer.
Isn't this a job for the...
The world will bow. Triumphant, as always. Let's see your the opportunity is naught but ashes.
If I may, try to die with grace, at least. I am a navigator. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
No. I am your blade and shield. The shadows will see it done. Come, the other side awaits. I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Swift and silent. This tedium is beneath me. I am not your Xenos pet, monkey. If it serves your ancestors, guide me! I understand your intent.
Ruin beckons.
But of course.
As the tactical imperative dictates. My vow is to give significant value. Request approved.
The navigator is coming. I'm not accustomed as duty demands. Isn't this a job for the tribe to die with grace, at least?
The Omniscient vital functions successfully terminated.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
As honor ordains.
Stinking corpses.
Brings me no pleasure.
That is beneath me. I approach the designated position. This tedium is beneath. Another soul slips beyond the veil. I hear you moving. No more.
Ravage and conquer. This is beneath me. I need no blood-soaked tribute.
I know what is to come. No can do. That is not my destiny.
Flesh is weak, yet iron knows no pain. Request approved. My vow is to serve. Cogitation failed.
I have read tomes of military tactics. Now, clad in scarlet. Isn't this a job for the navigator's might?
I feel nothing. Fear nothing. Death whispers my name. Though I gave thee my blood and my pain, thou hast ordained that I shall live. As the tenants caught by the web, I shall not come. The other side awaits. This goes against the tenets. will not die in dishonor.
Just designate a target. If it serves your cause. I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
I will try.
What an unfortunate turn of fate. Will do. Anything else?
Running binary math is an equation. Your life is an inevitable variable. My frail organics required it. Request significant value.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Another phone painted black. How did I look graces?
A broken blade has no use.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
The Omnissiah's soul comprehends all. Running binary chloride.
If this is my death, may my blood be a worthy sacrifice. Trust me. As honor ordains. Let not the righteous fear. May their blades be sharp. Brings me no pleasure.
The sheet looks decrypted, but the last entry was written in Gothic. I, Inquisitor Yutan Hall, Captain of the Black Ship Monarchia Bane, write this record for the eyes of any faithful servants of the Emperor who may chance to read it. My vessel dutifully departed Terra to collect the Imperium right tithes from its loyal worlds, and then to return to Segmentum Solar with thousands of Psykers in our hold. Our mission was proceeding smoothly, but shortly after our warp jump the incident occurred. The main confinement cell was the source of the insurrection. It was the holding site for an especially dangerous passenger who possessed high psychic potential and was known to incite disobedience in others. I do not know he was able to free himself or how he summoned the forces of chaos to abet him. His psychic outburst spread rapidly across the entire vessel, sending other passengers into a frenzy and crushing them to attack my acolytes. I have given the order for the passenger holds to be purged and activated the automatic intruder elimination system, but I have no doubt that this measure will be unsuccessful. Not wishing to surrender the Monarchia Bane into the hands of these deranged mutants, I have set course to orbit a nearby planet, a slight deviation. Sooner or later, the deviation will result in the ship drifting out of the orbit and crashing to the planet's surface. Keep the faith and extermination any mess in your soul.
Predictable. Powers unseen uncover my path.
The songs of my ancestors speak of stars long to understand even a single note.
Oh, Captain, this is Voxmaster Victor Sorati Otto Toliman speaking. I hope your heroic expedition was a success. What will be your further instructions? The machine spirit of this vessel is dead and defiled. It should be sent to the Omnisha in proper nuclear funeral rite. Send out technicians to strip the vessel of anything valuable and make sure to keep quiet about what they are about to see. It will be done, Lord Captain. I will inform the ship's steward about needing to provide a secure storage space for your discoveries, as well as armed squad of discreet and well-trained wardens to protect them.
Unleash torment. Eviscerate them. Let destruction pour forth. Send them into the cold void.
I know this tremor. Our shields are weakening.
Unleash our wrath upon my enemies. Let the incandescent beams scorch our enemies. Eviscerate them. Micro cannons, annihilate them. Let destruction pour forth. Chart a course. Send them into the cold void. Torpedoes, now! Macro cannons, annihilate them. Let the incandescent beam
Their
scorch
fate
our
awaits
enemies.
them.
The bizarre structure observed from the orbit appears to be a ruined estate of a wealthy noble. Further search reveals the remains of an Envo dome, a landing pad, the main manor, and servants' quarters. It is impossible to determine what exactly happened there. The search team has found something truly disturbing in the main hall, an opulently clothed skeleton sitting at the dinner table. The table is set with gold plates covered with old blood and piles of bones. The bones and the plates are clearly human. No other remains have been found on the estate. Search through the remains of anything valuable. The scout returns with expensive weapons taken from the skeleton. After finishing the report, they hurry away, whispering prayers.